I saw a need for comprehensive financial planning. In those days, nobody knew what it was.
We wanted to have this template, if you like, or this landscape where we could choose any investment we wanted to for our clients.
And that was completely independent research with no investment banking bias.
It really connects business and personal because you can't wear two hats. Your business has to reflect who you are as a person.
Canadian Western Bank was formed in the mid-1980s by a group of Western entrepreneurs led by Charles Allard and Eugene Peckett. They recognized a real need and an opportunity to come to market for Western Canadian entrepreneurs who were undervalued and underserved by the large Canadian banks. And their goal was to create a more client-centric, relationship-driven, personal client experience.
It was really armed with those two concepts, my idea of comprehensive financial planning and the fact that it was already being done in the US, that enabled me to go out on my own in 1972 and set up TE Financial in a room, actually in the bedroom in my home in Baie-d'Urfé, Quebec. In fact, I remember when we started, I had to convince the Yellow Pages to create a section for personal financial planning. Nobody had heard of it.
McLean & Partners first began in June of 1999. And I can remember an initial conversation with Brent McLean at Joey Tomatoes.
And I wrote out the business plan on the back of a napkin. I decided that it was our time to go out on our own and build something new and what we believed would be right for the market.
You know, we were a small firm. We were a small independent firm ready to go up against the big guys. And we had our own skin in the game.
It was very scary. I can tell you, my grandmother was around and she thought I was crazy starting a business because I was running the TELUS pension fund, and she thought that was a pretty good job. I do remember our very first client. He happened to be a friend of ours as well as a competitor, but he knew what we could do, and he said, "I'll give you some money to get started."
The real reason was just following our personal passions in terms of what we wanted to do.
Leon Fraser, the firm, was very instrumental in developing the financial landscape of Canada.
Right from the beginning, I always felt it was very important not to be selling a product, not to be generating a commission, not to be getting any income from a third party.
When I joined Adroit Investment Management in 2010, I did so because I was attracted to the team of professionals there who seemed to hold themselves to a higher standard than what I had observed elsewhere in the industry.
We decided to make sure that as the firm grew, our investment style would still meet the needs of our clients so that when they joined us, what they saw today was what they would see tomorrow.
We provided quarterly performance reports to our clients, very transparent about what the fees were, both in dollar value and as a percentage of AUM. A lot of what we did then has now become requirements for different companies.
The more money people had and the greater wealth they had, the more complex life became. So our slogan was solving the complexities of wealth by coordinating all aspects of personal finance.
We built it so that it fit for us personally.
To build something from the root up and watch it grow. It was just beautiful.
When I'm thinking about financial health and what it means, I go back to the founding of Leon Fraser, really. And Leon Fraser himself started his firm in 1939 based on the concept of financial health. What that meant for him was setting personalized financial goals for each of his clients, goals that would be achieved through prudent investing. And that's really the foundation of modern financial planning and the foundation of the approach to wealth management that we bring to our clients today.
Well, first of all, like client successes are their successes. You know, they're the ones doing the heavy lifting. We're basically helping clarify possibilities.
Well, it's the foundation, right? You can have technology and you can have a great research team, but if you don't have a great client relationship, you've got nothing, right? So it's kind of the foundation of the whole experience.
It's got to be open, it's got to be authentic. That's where the client will get the most value out of it, and that's where we can do our best work.
I mean, one of the things you can imagine when I was 27, giving advice to executives who were in their 50s and 60s. The initial reaction when I showed up at their office was, what the heck are you going to be able to tell me? So it was a baptism of fire in a way. And it was not something you could charm out of them, it was something you had to earn.
It's a very intimate service. You get very ingrained in someone's family, and many of those clients have become my friends.
I found that a lot of the times I spend half my time as an investment manager, the other half as a psychologist.
Interesting coming into the office because he would greet you with a big booming hello. And he was kind of like a doctor. A good doctor will take you and sit you down before he starts to examine you. And he wanted to find out if there was any stress in your life. He would take the time and likely the patience to educate the client so that the client understood.
You know, someone's spouse passes away and I'm the first person they call. What do I do, Anne? I don't know what to do. I never had to look after these things before. It's not just about managing the money, it's about the whole managing the relationship and that client experience and what they're personally experiencing.
That client relationship is everything. That is driven over years of good, bad, and indifferent markets.
My read on whether we've done our job right is, can I show up at a client's funeral and be in a room with the surviving spouse who says comfortably to someone else in that room, this is my financial advisor?
So the goal for us in bringing these firms together is to create a wealth organization that is true to the heritage of each of these firms and reflects the values of CWB. Client-centric, people-first, relationship-oriented, with specialized capabilities that create real value for our clients.
CWB is a boutique bank, and we're a boutique investment firm. And it fits very well for the client experience.
Part of the reason that Canadian Western Bank and TE and Doherty and Bryant are together is continuing evolution. They valued what the principles of the acquired companies had created.
That's one of the benefits of knowing that the same people, the same philosophy, the same strategy will remain intact as we move forward, and that there are other strategies and services that we can now offer.
The company is on a very solid foundation if they follow those key principles laid down by Leon and George.
Well, wealth, I think, ultimately means satisfaction. My satisfaction comes primarily from my family, from my wife, from music, from literature.
It's about living a comfortable lifestyle and knowing that you're going to be okay.
It has allowed us to enjoy our life.
As we get older and wiser, we tend to look into ourselves and figure out what values are really important to us.
Family first. It's become more relevant, more important to me since my children arrived, but it's clear to me every day they don't care where I go or what I do at work all day, but they do know if I'm paying attention when I'm at home. So being present with them every moment that we're together is the most important thing to me.
I just love being out in nature. It's just, it's almost like being with God almost, you know.
And how do you impact people's lives by what you might have been blessed with in your professional career?
You know, money isn't everything, and it doesn't give you happiness, but I like to say it gives you options. And it's up to you how you kind of explore those options that leads to your happiness or not.
What surprised me most about my career, I'm surprised how little I've learned about the markets, but how much I've learned about life.
To me, wealth means a fullness in life.
One resource speaker said to me, he said, money is not pursued. Money is attracted by who you become. It is all about your reputation. Make your reputation your first and primary, most important thing to protect and grow.
Our growth vision is to be the leading wealth advisor to business families in Canada and a trusted partner to the next generation of the client families we serve today.